All right, here we go. Here we go. Now, so we're live on. Boom. Let's go. Let's go. We are live on Facebook. We're live on Instagram. Rock and roll. All right. Happy Monday, everybody. Happy Monday. How's it going? Yo, what up, Avocado Antics? I love that name, by the way. Yo, Donna the Built. Hello. Oh, Donna. I never mind. I realize that's your entire last name. Thibault. Donna Thibault. I think I got that. French name. Yo, Beth and Tup. Beth and Tup. You know what? That could be a whole. This could be like a whole segment unto itself as I like try to guess usernames, first names versus last names. Danny Skilly. I got that one. Marissa. Good morning. Gunna G. Cutta. I like that one. That's awesome. Walt Warner. Good to see you, my brother. Hello, N.W. Campbell. I'm good. Thank you, my friend. How are you? What up? What up, Bernadette? Good to see you, my friend. Bonjour. Patissier. Oof, I'm not French, so I'm going to need some help with that one. Uh, Kim. Kim Cass. Kimberly Cass. What's up? All right. Reedy13, can I remind you what I said about the root beer and sugar-free drinks, please? Here's the thing. Okay, if we're talking just about diet sodas, I personally think having helped a lot of people through the journey of transformation, it's a really wonderful tool, especially when you've got that sugar tooth late at night. It can be so helpful just crack open a diet soda. I always have them on standby. I've got some diet-free or some diet root beer in my fridge right now. Sometimes I'll even use a little bit of heavy cream, like a tablespoon of heavy cream. It's really good. It takes about 20 minutes or so. But first of all, it's insanely creamy. It's like a root beer float. But after about 20 minutes or so, it actually sends a full signal to the brain. So it's a really powerful tool as well. And I know there's going to be a lot of back and forth about the whole concept of artificial sweeteners, etc. However, if you actually look at the literature, the volume that you would have to consume for an artificial sweetener to actually have an impact, like they see in some of these studies, is like hundreds to thousands of times the amount that we would normally drink. You'd have to drink hundreds of cans in order to actually have an impact. So anyway, I've been a huge fan of them for quite some time. All right, I'm going to jump in here and say what's up to Brandy. Good morning, Brandy Fredericks. Good morning, Jessica Kane. Hello from the Pacific Northwest. Susie, what's up in Denmark? Cassie, hello. Kathy, Cassie, and Jade. St. George, Utah. Absolutely freaking beautiful. I did not see the DM, Jade. Hold on. Okay, we got to do some. Let me add it to my list right now to go look for that DM. I didn't see it. So check DM on Spherical Man. Okay, it's on my list. All right, jumping over here to Insta. What up, Jennifer? I would say Jennifer Giant, 7476. I see Sheila in Brazil. What's up, Bom dia? What's up, Houston? It's a love struck. And Florida, I see Trejo, Carolina Trejo. Home Sense with Holly. Good morning. Donna, I got your name. Yes, Donna Thibault. Let's go. All right. Hey, dude, thank you. Thank you, Justin. You're awesome too, my friend. All right. Hey guys, let's have some fun real quick while everyone's on here. First of all, y'all can ask me any questions that you want. We'll have a lot of fun with this, but I want to ask you guys some questions just to have some fun as we're kicking this whole thing off. So, really quick, I want to know from you guys. And I'm just going to go out on a limb here and assume that many of you might even be meal prepping your own foods at home. But what do you love more? Tell me, what do you love more? Air fryer or crock pot? What would it be? And even if you don't prep your own foods, what kind of meals do you like? What do you prefer? Like air fryer recipes? We're talking like burritos and fries, air fries, and like pizzas. Those are amazing things that you can do with the air fryer. or more crock pot. We're talking like mac and cheeses, high protein mac and cheeses, of course. Any of your like slow cooked chickens, your pulled porks, all that good stuff. I see Kathy likes the crock pot. Jessica likes crock pot. Anna likes the air fryer. John's crock pot. Jessica's air fryer. Okay, here we go. Let me see. What are you saying over here? Insta is Hawk Mom 3 says crockpot. Bakerina crockpot. Jana Roche says the air fryer. Nessa cake pot. Okay, instant pot all day. I get it. Instant pot is absolutely incredible. Between the pressure cooker and the slow cooker in there, you can't go wrong. Kimberly Cass says air fryer all the way. Shelly Beeb, air fryer. Gunna Jikutta crock pot. It seems like, guys, it seems to be a pretty good split between the air fryer and the crock pot here. I would have to say, gosh, it really depends. Honestly, I can't even decide. It really totally depends on my mood, whether it's going to be crock pot or air fryer. I'm with you, Tracy Shaner. Yes to all. And I love you back, Ontario, Canada. That's so awesome. So Walt says air fryer for the wings only, and then crock pot for everything else. Fair enough, Walt. I get it. I see. I'm big on the air fryer when it comes to whip it up burritos. I actually did a chili burrito for Ruby this morning for breakfast. That's what she wanted, was a chili burrito. So we whipped that up in the air fryer. But air fryer is so money, guys, for like pizzas, even for little biscuits or donuts. I don't know if you guys have done those in the air fryer yet, but it's just insane. You can make a ton of them. Also, the air fryer is just, I love the air fryer, of course, when it comes to fries. Sweet potato fries, regular French fries. By the way, I have to show you guys, I've rigged a cutting board and an actual like industrial fry cutter on it. I haven't shared it yet, but I have to show you guys what I've done. It's a pretty cool little concoction that I put together. I felt like MacGyver putting it together, but it's amazing because now I can shred potatoes in a fraction of a second, throw them in the air fryer, good to go. But crock pot, you just can't go wrong. Push a button and you're done. I mean, like literally throw everything in there, mix it up. You can't beat 30 seconds of meal prep in the crock pot. So I'm sure many of you probably agree. Isabel prefers baking. Isabel, I don't disagree with you. I love baking myself. In fact, I just made, hold on, I have to show this to you guys really quick. I made the most insane, they are jelly filled strawberries and cream muffins. Look at this. Hold on. I don't know if you can see it. Look at that. Yo, that happened yesterday right there. Dude, I'm telling you, I can't wait to share this recipe with you. It's coming. It'll be coming down the pipes really quick. Hey, I do have to tell you guys really quick. Anybody who submitted to get the lemon ricotta pancakes yesterday from my stories on Instagram. I am so sorry. We accidentally sent the baked potato recipe instead, and I know you wanted lemon ricotta pancakes, and I am so sorry. So my team and myself, we're actually all jumping in today, and we are going to be DMing each and every one of you the link to get the lemon ricotta pancakes. My apologies. Thank you for your patience. At least you get 2 for 1 now. You got a baked potato recipe, which, by the way, they're really good baked potatoes, so you got to try them out. But for the lemon ricotta pancakes, don't worry. We will be DMing each and every one of you. This is going to take forever because, you guys, 4,755 requests for the lemon ricotta pancakes. And it was like, oh, this is so cool. They're loving the pancakes. And then I looked at it and I just saw that it was like, you're going to love these baked potatoes. And I went, oh my gosh, that literally just happened this morning. I was out on every morning I do my ritual, right? Where I jump in the cold plunge to wake up, and I do some cardio, and I was sitting out getting my morning sunlight, and I'm like, oh, let's go ahead and check out. I want to make sure these people are loving the lemon ricotta pancakes. And I looked at a couple of the DMs and I was like, baked potatoes? Who's requesting baked potatoes right now? More baked potatoes? And I went, oh no. So yes, the lemon ricotta pancakes are on the way. Thank you guys. Oh, and by the way, Carolina Trejo, don't you worry. The recipes are coming. I'm working on a recipe book right now. This has been, I've been doing these recipes for like 3 years now. For a solid year, I've been making these recipes with the collective. In fact, we're doing 5 new recipes a week as we do meal prep together. And there are some of these recipes are just fire. So we're taking the best of them. We're compiling them all into a comfort food cookbook, but it's all high protein comfort foods. So it's coming very soon. Thank you for asking. It's going to be a ton of fun. And yes, Tracy Shaner, don't you worry. I will get a post out for the lemon ricotta pancakes. And I'll even do a post here pretty soon. Give me some time on the post, but we'll be DMing everybody back on that. Or Tracy, if you're on Facebook, it's a post on Facebook. So you can go to Facebook, and all my friends over here on Facebook, you guys all got the lemon ricotta pancakes. So I hope you love them. They're the best pancakes I've ever had in my life. It's 12-ish, depending on the size of the pancake, 10 to 13 grams of protein per pancake. You would never know it because it's a dessert pancake. And it's about 100 calories per pancake. And they are going to absolutely knock your socks off. It's the most delicious pancake I've ever had in my life. I just eat them as they are. They don't need syrup or anything, but if you want to throw some on there, knock yourself out. So yeah, guys, I'm so thrilled to be rolling out all of these recipes for you guys. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm having way too much fun with them. That is for sure. So Big Booty Foodie, she says, I need more high protein options. I got you, my friend. I got you. And I absolutely love your username. That's awesome. Oh, Alex Travis. I don't do in-person coaching, but I do have my private group, which is the collective. But here's the catch. It is a private group because they've all been through one of my challenges, and I do 2 challenges a year. And that's how people actually can join the collective, is they're all graduates of my challenge, because we cover, it's not just a challenge, it's a course. And it's a challenge, you win $1,000 and everything. And so it's a ton of fun, but it's a full course. And so when you join the community, I want everyone to be able to go through the course first so that they understand how everything works. We carb cycle together. We meal prep together on Sundays. We get together for office hours on Wednesdays. We troubleshoot. So in fact, we are going to be doing my next challenge. We haven't got it on the books yet, but it'll happen in the next few months. We'll open the doors for it. So just keep an eye out for that, and I'll let you know. Again, I do 2 a year. One at the beginning of the year and another one sometime mid-year. And so we will be doing that again to allow more people to join our group. So it'll be a ton of fun. And so if you're interested, just keep an eye out, and we'll be sure to make an announcement soon. Or if you're on the email list, anyone on the email list is like the first to know on all this stuff. And you also get the recipes before everyone else. So, okay, guys, enough about me. I got some more questions for you. So when it comes to your training, I want to know, and this is not a trick question here. Do you prefer strength training, like resistance training, or do you prefer cardio? So you tell me. Oh my gosh, Kim Johnson, what's up, my friend? You're not on your bike cruising around the world. I can see you're in Ohio. That's awesome. I mean, last time I checked, I think you're in Sri Lanka or something. Okay, so what's it going to be? Resistance training or cardio? What do you guys prefer? Cassie, nice strength. I like that. All right, Insta. Yes, dude, Insta's all about the strength. Let's go. And so let's talk. Tracy Shaner says, I hate cardio. Tracy, hey, I'm with you. It's not completely enjoyable for me, but there are some absolutely incredible benefits. That's for sure. Yo, look at this strength lifting. You know what's cool? I have to share this. It really is fun to see how so many people have opened up their minds to all the positive benefits of strength training, especially on the weight loss journey. And so I'm so glad that so much of this information that we're getting is accurate in the importance of maintaining our muscle through resistance training, especially when it comes to our longevity. So, I mean, in your 30s, 40s, 50s, now's the time to really start focusing on strength training so that we can maintain our muscle moving on into the later years in life. Whereas if you are on a weight loss journey and then you're trying to create a calorie deficit, be careful with cardio, because with cardio, of course, you get your heart rate up for a sustained period of time. Chances are you are going to start cannibalizing some muscle. And so now here's the thing. Don't take this the wrong way, because cardio has got phenomenal benefits. But for what we do, as far as like all the folks that I'm working with in the collective, and I mean, for years now, I actually do not allow cardio. I know this is going to sound weird, and not because it ain't good for you, because it's great for you, but because when you're on the weight loss journey, you're at a calorie deficit, it's way too easy to lose muscle while we're on cardio, and we can't afford to do that, especially not nowadays. Muscle is gold, guys. That is your insurance policy for longevity. And so we need to keep the resistance training up, and we burn all of our calories through steps. Steps. We simply increase our steps. We do a progressive overload on steps. We find exactly where you are right now, get a snapshot, and then just 10 to 15% increases in your step count on whenever you're ready, usually every couple of weeks to every month. You slowly start increasing it. And that's how we're focusing on fat loss, maintaining muscle, losing fat. Versus, back in the day, it was, cardio, do hours of cardio. First of all, it's uncomfortable. Let's be honest. But yeah, second of all, you are going to start to lose some muscle. However, cardio is great when you are on the maintenance journey. And remember, because weight loss is just a chapter. Keep that in mind, my friends. Weight loss is just a chapter. And then when that chapter is over, the real chapter begins, and that real chapter is maintenance. And I'm speaking to everybody who has lost weight and gained it back, and lost weight and gained it back. The real chapter you need to focus on is maintenance. If you're in maintenance and your calories are up, you knock yourself out with some cardio. You'll get all the benefits of it. It's so freaking good for you. But when you're on the weight loss journey, I would highly recommend against it. And I would focus more on just increasing your steps. Not even the intensity, just the number of steps makes a huge difference. Okay, I'm going to jump in here really quick. Sorry, I didn't mean to preach there for a second, but I just had to share that with you guys since I asked the question of what do you guys prefer, strength training or cardio? And it's really cool to see everyone really jumping on the strength training bandwagon. Again, not to knock cardio, because it's really incredible for you. But okay, let me jump in here to the hot seat, and I'm going to just fire away with your questions, you guys, and let's have some fun. Okay, here we go. Janet says, do I have a good way to add protein to coffee? Also, is drinking coffee all day bad for losing weight? Well, no, not at all. Actually, caffeine is one of the necessary things. Caffeine gets into the system. It covers what's called the adenosine receptors, and electrical activity in the brain goes up. Your body has a response by releasing adrenaline from the adrenals. Adrenaline is necessary to actually mobilize fat. So caffeine increases fat mobilization in your body. That's a beautiful thing. So it's basically, and when I say mobilize, it's going to take fat from its stores and it's going to shuttle it into the bloodstream. And once it's in the bloodstream, though, it's up to you to oxidize it. And this is where your step count really impacts your fat loss journey. Because when those fatty acids are floating around through the bloodstream, the more you can just move and focus on walking, which is going to be contracting those big lower body muscles, you're going to shuttle those free fatty acids into the muscle, right into the mitochondria, and you'll oxidize it. So that's a beautiful thing. So that's going to answer your question about coffee and fat loss. It will not impact your fat loss at all. In fact, it'll actually accelerate it. It's a really good tool to be using. Really good way to add protein to your coffee. I'll tell you what I do. I actually have a salted caramel flavored meal replacement shake, and I love to throw a scoop of that into my coffee, or a mocha flavored shake, or a mocha flavored protein, or a chocolate flavored protein, or even a vanilla flavored protein. And man, it makes the creamiest coffee you've ever had in your life. I'll even take an iced coffee like this, throw in a scoop of salted caramel, maybe some ice cubes, and blend it up in a blender, and I've got an iced caramel macchiato or a caramel frappuccino right there. So that's how I love to add a little bit of protein to my coffee. Anyway, just I hopefully that will help with a couple different ideas for you. All right, here we go. If you lose muscle when you're older, can you regain that strength and muscle again? You can stimulate muscle for development at any age. And so you can absolutely regain it. Here's the thing though. In order to regain it, it's going to be really important that you are at least at maintenance or into a surplus, because you can't make something from nothing. So you can you resistance train, and that's going to be a stimulus for growth. That's going to send that signal to grow the muscle. but we still need to feed and water that muscle, right? Just like a plant. You still got to give it the food and the water for it to grow. So you just make sure that you're consuming enough calories, but you can develop muscle at 60, 70, 80 years old. But it's just going to be a delicate balance, finding out how many calories your body burns, and then maybe even increasing that to a slight surplus so that you can make muscle from that growth stimulus. I hope that helps. Okay, let me see. Steps. So steps counts towards muscle strength? No, actually, steps does not. Steps would simply count toward your overall energy expenditure throughout the day, and which is going to be mandatory. I mean, really, when it comes to losing body fat, it's going to be burning more calories than you're taking in. So the more steps you get, it means that your energy expenditure is just going to keep going up. Step, 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 step. Keep your calories about right here, and it's a win-win. The steps are not going to increase muscle growth. That's the only thing. Resistance training will do that. Now, granted, steps, though, it can actually really help with maintaining bone density and also maintaining some strength in your lower body. It can. However, it's not going to be a strong stimulus for muscle growth. Resistance training will do that. Really good questions there, Janet. Katie says, can you put chocolate boost in your coffee? You better believe you can. I think it'd be delicious. Go for it. Let me see here. Okay. Steven says, I do a doctor-approved bodyweight strength training. Nice, buddy. Good job. While I'm waiting for your bulging disc surgery. Holy smokes, man. I feel for you. That's the worst thing in the world. Talk about debilitating pain. I totally get it. Herniated and a bulging disc in my back. It's gnarly. Hang in there, buddy. What's the best clean protein regimen? Well, here's the thing. There are so many incredible sources of protein. And so I can't just name one, because I would actually prefer for you to get a variety of different proteins. From dairy proteins like your Greek yogurt and your cottage cheese and your whey proteins, to your animal meat proteins, from beef to fish to poultry to pork. I mean, the sky's the limit. So I mean, really, the best regimen that you could actually follow is the one that you enjoy the most. So it's really about finding the just absolutely delicious foods that you love, that you can eat on a regular basis. And keep this in mind. The average human consumes about the same 15 meals. I know we all talk about how much we love variety, but if you all actually did a little bit of homework, just took the next couple days and you wrote down all the meals that you eat on a regular basis, you'd eat about 15 meals, total of about 45 different foods. And there's a range because we're all different, but typically about 3 different kinds of foods per meal. So about 15 meals, maybe about 45 or so foods. And that can change over time. We can definitely rotate through them. But the key is to find your 15. Find your 15, the 15 meals that you love to eat. And then if you can find some really good substitutes for those meals, making them high in protein, high in fiber, high in volume, water volume, air volume, then you can really start to play with some just delicious meals that you can eat on a regular basis that's going to support your wellness lifestyle. So when it comes to a clean protein regimen, variety. I look for variety. And then other than that, man, just have fun. Look for deliciousness and variety. Those are the 2 things. Those are my requirements. Oh, Kim. Oh, what up, Kim Cox? She says the chocolate coconut MRS and the cold brew is so good. It is. Chocolate coconut and coffee that's a winning combination right there. John, hang in there, brother. He just had his gallbladder removed last Wednesday. Yo, you better lay low until the doctor gives you the green light. But then it's go time again, buddy. William Smith says cycling versus steps. That's going to be, I would say, don't worry. This might sound crazy, but I'm going to say don't worry about overall calorie expenditure or anything there, because they're both moving. They're both going to be a win. The key is to find something that you absolutely love. Here's the catch, though. If you're cycling at a very high intensity, your heart rate is elevated, significantly elevated for a sustained period of time, be careful, because you will, if you're at a calorie deficit and you're watching what you're eating and you're eating fewer calories than you're burning, you are going to lose some muscle. Okay, so be careful, brother. Be very, very careful. Where steps is going to be a lot friendlier as far as maintaining your muscle and not cannibalizing it. So steps just at a nice, slow, strolling pace, just chilling. That can be extremely beneficial if you're on the weight loss journey. So it really, the answer to your question is it depends. You just got to be careful. Here's the other thing about cardio. If you have a sustained high heart rate, then it's also going to stimulate a lot of hunger throughout the rest of the day. Think about it. Think about this. Anytime that you've done a lot of cardio in the past, think about your levels of hunger throughout the rest of the day, significantly higher. So a lot of people, when they start doing cardio, it's interesting because many of them will start to report, well, I'm just not losing weight. I'm at a calorie deficit, but I'm not losing weight. What they don't realize is that they're significantly hungrier throughout the day, and they don't realize that subconsciously they're snacking more or their portions start to get larger because their body's trying to compensate for the calorie expenditure. Whereas steps, because it's a much lower intensity, it doesn't stimulate hunger nearly as much as higher intensity cardio does. And if you ask me, just having been in the weight loss world for over 2 decades, I mean, 25 years now, I think hunger is probably one of the biggest, physical hunger is probably one of the biggest things that we battle on a regular basis, especially when you're at a calorie deficit. It's a very natural response for the body. What does it do? It increases its appetite. It increases its hunger and cravings. And so if you can actually start to focus on tactics where you could remove the hunger and cravings, or at least blunt them or suppress them, man, that's going to put you in a much better winning position for the day. You're not in the red zone just thinking about food, and because you're physically hungry, hunger pangs, and you're just got all these cravings. Imagine if you could go through the weight loss journey without hunger and cravings, which, by the way, we're seeing this. This is what we're seeing with semaglutide, tirzepatide, and all these GLP-1, these receptor agonists, because they're suppressing hunger, and we were seeing these phenomenal results because they're able to stave off hunger and cravings and food noise. So think about that. I want you to really start focusing on, and we could do, obviously, it's not nearly as powerful as these drugs are, but you can still start to think about eating certain foods that are going to increase your levels of satiety, fullness, right? Higher protein foods, higher fiber foods, high voluminous foods. And so this is going to be a really powerful, these are all powerful tools that we can use in the weight loss journey. All right, let me see. Let me see here. Let's go for some more questions. So Kelly says, once you get to your goal using carb cycling, what do I recommend for nutrition wise while maintaining? This is where, and I tell all my people in the collective this, you get to be the artist. As long as you paint within the lines, then you get to create whatever you want it to look like. If you like carb cycling, if you prefer the variety that it allows you, because you get high carb foods, and you get low carb foods, you get high fat foods, you get low fat foods, but high carb foods. I mean, because of that, it allows so much variety. So actually, I tell everybody, look, if you want to keep carb cycling and you love it, then you keep carb cycling, but we're going to raise your calories to maintenance level. And it's really simple. I have everyone just simply focus on a calorie target and a protein target. Wherever your fats and your carbs fall underneath that, fine. I much prefer you find the foods, your 15 that you absolutely love, and you eat to hit that calorie target and your protein target. So at least I know that we're maintaining your weight, and you're also nourishing your muscle and supporting your muscle. And then again, wherever your carbs and fats fall in there, if you want to carb cycle them, you can, especially if you're focusing maybe on performance or more on aesthetics, and you really want to kind of fine tune your body composition. Yeah, let's carb cycle, even at maintenance. Or you know what, just let them fall where they may, and it's going to be a win no matter what. So a really good question. Thank you, Kelly, because you know what, and I want to start having more conversations about maintenance, because that is the real challenge for so many people. So I hope that helps. Okay. Jeanette says, with carb cycling, is it best to alternate high and low carb days, or is there a more effective combination? So with what we do in the collective, actually we call it the starter cycle. This is where everyone starts, and you get to customize it from there. But we actually do 3 high carb days, and then we drop it into 3 low carb days. Then we have a reset day. And we do this very specifically because it creates body awareness. So you really get to feel your high carb days, and then you really get to feel your low carb days. And more than anything, especially if you've never done anything like this before, you listen to your body, and your body is just constantly sharing this information with you through energy levels, mental clarity and focus, temperature. I mean, all these different things, all these different metrics that we're actually looking at. And it's also really cool because we can play with water retention there as well, because on high carb days, our body will naturally retain a little bit more water. Then we drop it into the low carb days where the body will actually start to release a little bit more water. Then we drive it into the reset. But then that way we go week by week. And after those low carb days, it's going to give you a better number on the scale. We know this. And so this is where we started off, where everyone kind of feels what their body responds best to. And then you'll also find, and this is very unique. In fact, we have about a 50-50 split between individuals that feel really good on high carb days and not so good on low carb days. And then the opposite happens. We get the other half feels great on low carb days and not so good on high carb days. And so from there, we allow everyone to start to make adjustments. So that this is what we talk through. And this is actually what we teach in the challenges, where we move from the challenge then into the collective, and everyone kind of follows the overall basic regimen, but you start to learn to fine tune it to yourself. So anyone who doesn't feel good on a low carb day, we actually bring their carbs up a little bit. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's yeah. So if you don't feel good on a low carb day, we bring your carbs up a little bit. We bring your fats down a little bit on the low carb days. And then people that don't feel good on high carb days, we bring their carbs down and we bring their fats up. So they start to feel really good on those days. And so we just fine tune it all. And then everyone you start to find your sweet spot, right? Your Goldilocks zone where everything's just right. And then sure enough, you see everything start trending down. And then we make our delicious food and we just start having fun. So I hope that helps. I hope it helps give you a really good place to start. Okay. Let me see here. Here we go. Raina says 4 weeks away from having your 5th baby in 6 years. Holy smokes, Raina, you've been busy. She says this, do I suggest you regulate your hormones before starting to really focus on serious weight loss? Okay, so Raina, this one it's out of my scope of practice. This is definitely a conversation you're going to want to have with your medical provider, like with your general physician. And so let them go ahead and guide you in the right direction there, especially when it comes to hormones. You're probably going to want to talk to an endocrinologist or your OBGYN. And so they can get you, situated and actually going on a really good path. Then that's when I can come in and offer some support on the movement, on the nutrition side of things, etc. But hey, first of all, they focus on having that beautiful baby. Congratulations. Super happy for you. You're going to have your hands full, my friend. So you still got a little bit of time before you're greenlit to do anything, but make sure that you get your blessing from your doctor before you do anything else. Okay. So let me see here. Let's keep rocking and rolling. You guys are firing some really good questions here. Rhonda says, what are reasons I might not be losing weight? You're in a calorie deficit and doing strength 3 times a week. Early on, you lost weight, but going on week 4 of no weight loss. First of all, Rhonda, don't freak out. It is not uncommon at all to go multiple weeks without seeing weight loss. Now, if you truly are at a calorie deficit, then I'm going to tell you again, don't worry, because then the magic is actually happening under the surface. Believe it or not, you are losing fat. You just might not be able to see it on the scale. So let's talk about some of the things that might be masking that, because fat oxidation and mobilization and oxidation is happening. Again, you might have lost a pound, 2 pounds of fat. If you're truly at a calorie deficit, the magic is it's there, it's happening. However, you might be retaining water. So what might be causing that water retention? Well, how's your hydration? I'm just going to go right through the list with you. Are you drinking half your body weight in ounces of water every day just to be minimally hydrated? How's your stress levels? Are you stressed? And the reason I'm asking these things is like, okay, if you're not drinking enough water, your body will naturally respond by retaining more water. You won't see your fat loss on the scale then. It's happening? Yes, it's already happened. It's in the past. The magic has happened, but are you going to see it? No, because your body's retaining water, which, by the way, weighs a lot more than fat. So yes, that might happen. Or is your cortisol just chronically elevated? Are you extremely stressed right now? How's your sleep? Are you able to manage your stress during the day with breathing or mindfulness? Are you getting 7 to 9 hours of sleep every night? And is it deep and restful sleep so your body can actually relax and release? So what's happening there? Then we can actually look at, okay, strength training. Guess what strength training does? It causes your muscles to swell. That's not a bad thing. It's a beautiful thing. It's actually completely natural. It's supposed to happen. But with muscle swelling, guess what? Yeah, it's going to pull water into the muscle, and you're going to see the scale go up a couple pounds when you're resistance training. First of all, don't stop. Don't ever stop, because that is your long-term insurance. That's muscular insurance for long-term longevity, right? However, these are all different things that can actually contribute to water retention. So just keep that in mind. I just want to just plant that seed so you can start to look at these other things. And then at the end of the day, you look at the whole thing and say, well, have my portions crept up? Am I actually at a calorie deficit? And am I really consuming fewer calories than I'm burning? Which at the end of the day, that's the law of thermodynamics that holds true, in which that's how we are going to lose weight. But there's all these other variables that we need to look at. What's happening with your hormones? And especially when it comes to water retention, not fat loss, but water retention. So take a look at that. Don't freak out. We see this all the time, even with people in the collective, my clients that are actually going through the journey. Sometimes there's 2, 3, 4 week plateaus. And then guess what happens? Whoosh. Then all of a sudden there's a big drop. Usually it comes with increased hydration, better sleep, stress management. So just keep that in mind as we're going through the journey. And you're doing great. You ain't broken. Trust me. Just trust me. You ain't broken at all. You got this. All right. Stress management. Sounds like that's something you might need to work on. Okay. Yay. Awesome, my friends. All right, guys. This has been a ton of fun. I hate to cut this short, but hey, I did this last Monday. I really like this groove that we're on. It's wonderful jumping on here and connecting with you guys. So we should do this on the regular. I don't know if that's okay with you. I think it's way too much fun. I'll keep you in the loop on everything that's happening also as we're going through it. Again, I want to apologize for those lemon ricotta pancakes to all my friends over on Instagram, and rest assured you are all going to be getting you will all be receiving your lemon ricotta pancake DM soon. So keep an eye out for it. Click on the link. It's going to give you a little drop down. You can select the lemon ricotta pancakes, and thank you for your patience. All right, guys. Hey, everyone, real quick before we go, I do have a question for you. Just one thing, and I want you to drop it into the comments right now. Everybody, Facebook, Instagram, please drop it in the comments. What's one thing that you can do today before your head hits the pillow tonight that will get you one small step closer to your goal? Whatever that goal is, doesn't have to be fitness related or anything, but is there one small thing that you can do before your head hits the pillow tonight to get you one step closer to your goal? And remember, don't make it too big. Make it nice and small and manageable. And I'm going to call this out. Hold on. Here we go. Kim. Yes, my friend. What up, Kim? Kim says, drink my water. I love that. All right. Walk more. Here we go. Marissa says, walk more. Yeah, let's go. Journal. Thank you. Thank you, Chantel. Janice says, walk more as well. Jen, go on a walk. Tracy, gratitude. Let's go. Yep. Pam, drink more water. Jean, positive thinking. Thank you. Yes. I love it. I absolutely love it. Here we go. Northwest Campbell, go for a walk down the street. Jen, focus on the positive. Shelly, what up, Shelly? Says, stay positive. Kelly, be intentional and mindful. Beautiful. Kelly also says, take a walk or go to the gym. One or the other. Rhonda, meditate. Bernadette, water. Yes. Cassie, reading instead of doom scrolling. Thank you. TBJ Jensen, mindfulness. Beautiful. I love it. Fab 50, drink more water. Tulips rising, stay sober. Yeah, remember, guys, it's not always something that you are going to do. It might be something you're not going to do. Maybe instead of having 3 glasses of wine tonight, you just have 1. Guess what? That'll get you closer to your goal, especially if 3 is your regular. So yeah, I'm going to plant that seed real quick before we sign off. Sometimes getting closer to your goal is not always something that you're going to do. It's even easier. It's something that you don't do. Maybe I'm not going to order Uber Eats tonight, or I'm not going to have, smash the pizza tonight. Instead, I might make some food here instead. So yeah, think about something that you might not do. And that could always that's an act of kindness for yourself right now, right there, just getting you one step closer to where you want to go. All right, my friends, thank you guys for hanging today. That was awesome. I hope you had as much fun as I did. That was so much fun. All right, guys, get out there. It's Monday. Let's kick some ass this week, huh? Take names, kick some butt, rock and roll. All right, guys, signing off. I'll see you here on Insta, on Facebook, and let's keep this party going. All right. See you guys.